Okay, so I got the sausage cooked up. So you get 4 links in the Beyond sausage. I have 3 cut up into this bowl and then 1 in here. This is gonna be for mine, this one. And then the 3 are gonna go into the larger casserole that I'm making for my husband, okay? So the first thing you wanna do is, for him, I use a 32-ounce container of ricotta. I usually use part skim, but they only had the whole milk, so he lucked out and he's getting the whole milk version for his. So we're gonna put this whole 32-ounce in here. It's gonna be kind of like a lasagna, how we build this. Okay, and then we're gonna need some Parmesan cheese. Just never open up as I wrote it. Now the recipe that I use calls for like a 1/3 cup, but I measure with my heart, so it's like kind of a heaping 1/3 cup, maybe a little more. Okay. And then I'm going to put in, this is a 1/2 teaspoon, probably 2 good, so that's a whole teaspoon then, of the Italian seasoning. And then I'm gonna put in about a 1/2 teaspoon of the garlic powder. I love the Italian flavors in this. Okay, let me move these over here. All right, so we're just gonna mix this up. Very similar to if you were like making a lasagna, if you've ever done that. This is gonna be your cheese mix that you'll be layering in. And again, this is for the version I'm making for my husband, and I'm gonna show you how I do mine, okay? So that's his cheese mixture. Here's the bowl for mine. I'm using only 15 ounces, and this is the part skim. Right. So I'm gonna put that in there. And this is like a 1/3 of a cup. I'm gonna add a little more to his. Okay. Shouldn't have got rid of these so quickly. All right. So I'm gonna do about half of what I did for him. So just gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of the Italian seasoning and more like a 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder for mine, since it's half the size. But you know, put in what you want and season it how you want. Okay. Probably should have gotten a bigger bowl for this, but we'll make it work. We always make it work. Let's get it all mixed up real good. Now this is going to, depending on where you are in your weight loss journey, how much food you're eating. When I was at the pureed stage, I was only eating probably 3 ounces of this at a time, so this would make probably 5 meals for me. Now that I'm over a year out, I eat a little more than 3 ounces at a time, so this will probably make more like 3 or 4 meals for me. Okay, let me mix this extra Parmesan in his. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set mine aside for a moment because his takes a little more counter space and work. Okay. So, like you're making a lasagna, you're gonna start with some sauce. Sort of put it in there so you cover the bottom. Whoop. Got some nice whole tomatoes in the Rouse brand. Just kind of cover that up, okay. And then I had 2 packets packages of the Miracle noodles that they come with water in them. They are mushroom based. So you wanna drain those. They're pretty drained. And then I'm gonna put about half of that right in here. Okay. This just adds a little more, you know, to his meal. I don't put the noodles in, but if you're at the non-puree stage, if you want to add some noodles of some sort, go for it. Okay, so I'm going to add some of this. Again, kind of like lasagna, just going to kind of layer it. But this is a nice, you know, meal that will feed both of us for several days, and it's a meal that I can make together. I make it differently for each of us, but at the same time, I make it, you know, I make it together. It's not like I have to make two completely different meals. Okay. I'm gonna use about like half of this. And then I'm just gonna put all of the Beyond sausage on this layer here. Okay. And again, that was 3 of the Beyond sausage links. And then for him, I'm gonna throw in some spinach. You can put spinach on yours too if you want. I think last time I made it, I didn't, when I made the casserole version, I didn't have spinach, but I put mushrooms instead, if I recall. I think you like that. You didn't complain, let's put it that way. Okay, we're gonna do another layer of the sauce here. Okay. Do some more of the cheese. And you can make this up earlier in the day, which is what I'm doing. And you'll have it all made, and then when you're ready, you can just throw it in the oven. And then as you go about the week, you can, you know, just heat it up as you need it. Let's put the rest of the noodles in. I mean, there's no wrong way to layer this. You just kind of do it. You know? It's all in there, right? Okay. Get this last bit of cheese. Mine. All right. And if they give you the illusion this is going to open for you. Now we're just going to top it with some mozzarella. No real measuring, I just kind of put it on here so it kind of covers it. Okay. Then I'll add a little more Parmesan. And then just to top it off a little more Italian seasoning. Gets a little clogged there. And again, this is going to feed him for like 3 or 4 nights. Okay? So there's my husband's casserole. And when it is done, put a lid on it, and I'm going to put that in the fridge, and when I'm ready, I'll bake it, but I'll show you when I bake it. But let me show you how I do mine. Now mine, I'm going to measure out. As you know, when you have bariatric surgery, you're measuring and weighing and all that good stuff. Okay, now what I'll do is I'm going to measure out tonight's meal, and then I'm going to put the rest in the fridge, and I'll measure it out each night as I need it. So I just use a regular ramekin. Okay, tear that out. I'm probably gonna put 4 ounces in here for myself. Okay, so that's 4 ounces that I weighed out. If you don't have a kitchen scale and you're having surgery or you've had surgery, invest in a kitchen scale because you'll use it every day. Okay. And then I'm just gonna put just a little bit of sauce. Probably like a tablespoon, if that. There we go. Just gonna put that just like that, okay? Then I'm gonna put just a little bit of this. This will make probably 4 meals for me, so probably a quarter. And if you're in the puree stage, you're not gonna wanna put this in there, okay? You're gonna wanna keep it at the cheese mixture. You don't. You could probably put a little mozzarella on top, but you're not gonna wanna put any kind of meat in it, whether it's plant-based or real meat. Now, once you move out of that puree stage and you're onto your regular solid foods, then you can, go crazy and put, all kinds of goodness in it that you like. But make sure you run everything by your nutritionist and your doctor so you know what you're supposed to be eating at what stage. And then I'm just going to top it with a little bit of mozzarella. Right. And then a little Parmesan. Okay. And again, a little extra seasoning. Okay. And this is going to be mine for tonight. And what I'll do is I'm just going to wrap this up, and that'll be for the rest of the week. I'll just keep dishing it out 4 ounces until I'm done, and I'm gonna cook these together, and when I do that, I'll show you what it looks like when it pops out of the oven.